government. This unity of purpose is a concept we must fully embrace in our battle against corruption. We are all stakeholders in this fight: government institutions, civil society, the private sector, and every citizen. By standing united, we send a clear message that corruption will find no refuge in our land. Together, we can create a future where honesty, integrity, and accountability prevail. In this war, there can be no room for fear or favor. The EACC is an independent commission, and it has a solemn duty to pursue justice without hesitation or bias. No individual, regardless of their position or influence, should be considered a sacred cow, immune to accountability. The EACC must investigate and prosecute cases of corruption without prejudice, upholding the law for all citizens. Allow me to reiterate our commitment to eradicating corruption from our great nation. The launch of this strategic plan should not be just a formality. It should be the plan to action, the unwavering dedication to a Kenya free from the shackles of corruption. I extend my gratitude to the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission for their selfless, tireless efforts to fight a very evasive enemy, and urge them to still forge ahead with determination. Together, we shall overcome this menace and build a brighter future for all Kenyans. So, Mr. Chairman, bear with me, because this matter is so serious that I thought I should spend some very critical time talking to it. But before I declare the plan officially launched, let me just perhaps recap a little bit of history behind the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, something that is not usually in the domain of the public per se. Between 1993 and 1997, when I was the Minister for Finance, we were having serious challenges as a country because we didn't have a framework to fight corruption, as it were. This entity was non-existent, and there were a lot of issues. The journey to get to where you are as EACC started actually with a conversation in the Treasury with our development partners, the IMF, the World Bank. We started this conversation and we started figuring out how can we intensify the war against corruption. And that was the beginning of the conversation of what was called CASA, which mutated into what we have here. And the initial blocks of building this legislation were actually was a strong conversation that was taking place in the Treasury building when I was there. And at that time, we roped in the Solicitor General, who was Justice Ringera, and the AG. And that was the beginning of the building of the blocks of what has today become the EACC. And why did I say I wanted to have a few minutes after this to bring out some of these things? It's because even then, it was not easy to actually get the political buy-in for those initial steps of legislation. We had many battles at cabinet level at that time. to try and get the draft, the initial bill that went to Parliament, go through Cabinet. Because as the late Anyona said, corruption is like a hydra. So the challenges you're going through just confirm that to get the structure and to get it right, when it means fighting against corruption, is a process. It is not an overnight issue. It is a process, and you must keep pounding at it. We must keep on putting our extra hours in there in order to deal with this menace. So that is a bit of the history around it. Maybe one day, when there's no pressure, I can share a little more. But it was quite a journey. I do agree with you that we must not politicize the war against corruption. And nobody is immune, and no institution is immune, and no nation is immune. We have had in Europe the conversation around questions for money, where Parliament has been roped in. Our county assemblies are not immune. Our legislature is not immune. Sometimes you might think it's madness, but there's method in it. When somebody knows that EACC is investigating, somebody then files a petition in Parliament on a similar thing. It's not accidental. It is designed to confuse the process so that the investigative agency is slowed down from pursuing what it should be pursuing. So that one can say, wait a minute, you can't pursue this, it's before a committee of Parliament. So there are intrigues. And all these intrigues, we all have to work together and see how we can resolve them. We have seen very strange examples. The courage at which some people, you can enter an airport, the front line, the front door of a nation, and you find there are some officers there who have no shame. They solicit openly at the front door. And they are in uniform. Some have even had the courage to go and make sure that they tamper with the CCTVs so that even when these transactions are taking place, there's no record. That is how far impunity has gotten in some of our public institutions. So we have a major thing to do, to fight. And for politicians like myself, and I now speak as a very personal level, let us stop politicizing this. I've had my experience with the EACC. I've visited, I've written my statements. But if you have not done anything wrong, then you should not worry. Because these people are professional. They'll do their job. If you have nothing to worry about, you'll go home. If you have something to worry about, then I can't help you. Neither can they help you. So these are the realities. But we should not say that because these institutions are there, we should try and throw mud at them. Because once you're in public office, invariably, you become a potential candidate at one time or the other for an explanation or the other. And if you've not done anything wrong, you should not worry. If you follow procedure, if you have followed the law, if you have operated within the rules, then you have nothing to worry about. So these are the things that we need to push out. And I can say confidently that even when I was having my escapades with the EACC, or my sojourn with them, I was not in government. I had ceased being in government. So I was called, you honor the summons, you go there, you explain yourself, and you move on. Now, why do I say that? I say that so that people can move away from the notion of saying that I am politically targeted. If I was politically targeted during the Kibaki government, maybe I would have been incarcerated. But they were doing their job, and the late Kibaki did not interfere with the process. We went through it, and I walked away after due process. That's why I said it is so important for me to come here, because I can stand in front of you with my head high, saying that let us follow the law. So I really want to encourage you and to tell you, do what you have to do now and tomorrow and the day after without any hesitation whatsoever, because you owe it to Kenyans, you owe it to the young people who are here. We must get them jobs, we must get them a better life, and we can only do that if we can slay the dragon of corruption. Thank you. And with those many remarks, may I now declare the EACC strategic plan of 2023-2028 officially launched. Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much. Another round of applause for His Excellency Dr. Musalia Mudavadi. Asante sana. Now we get to the session which is my favorite, the Pictures Olympics. And His Excellency, you'll indulge me on this because you are our starring. Okay. So you're the one who will smile all through. Let me call upon the chairperson of the EACC to walk to my left. All right, that's where the launch is happening. The CEO to walk to my left as well. The Auditor General, Nancy Gadungu, to walk to my left as well. Prepare the pair of scissors there. This is sort of like parenting. There's a lot of clapping, there's a lot of moving. You know, as a parent, you know when there's silence from the children's room, that's when you worry. But when there's chaos, you're happy. When they're silent, you'll find them washing your laptop. You're so defeated that the only thing you tell them is you've used too much soap. Move to the side, Tafadhali, chair. Yes, right there, right where the scissors are. And then His Excellency, I'd also request you to walk down. And then DJ, stand by. The rest of the audience will help me count from 5 to 1, okay? Loudly, because we want chairman to see you are happy they are launching the strategic plan. You don't want him saying, that lady or gentleman was not too happy, bring me his file. And then when your file gets there, you're trying to get anticipatory bail. Justice Esther Maina also says you're not too happy when the launch was being done, bail denied. So kindly stay with me, count from 5, all right, as soon as they have the pair of scissors. All right, ladies and gentlemen from the press, I hope you have your best pictures. In God we trust. Everybody else, you bring pictures, videos, and verifiable evidence. All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A round of applause for that strategic plan being launched now, 2023. Yes. Fantastic. Thank you very much. DJ. I told you there's going to be a lot of chaos now and clapping. Asanteni sana. All right, hold. The first book. DJ, shikilia. All right, the first book is being handed over by Chair of EACC and CEO to the chief guest. Kindly ensure that there's a frontal view for the members of the press so that we have that evidence documented here as part of the stakeholders. Another round of applause as that happens. Thank you very, very much. The next book will be handed over from the chief guest, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, to the CPA Nancy Gadungu. All right? Again, another round of applause for that as we see evidence being done. Thank you very, very much. Next in line is Honorable Justice Esther Maina, presiding judge. All right. Yes, a round of applause for her. She goes up. Asante sana. She will also receive that book. Remember, you can also download it from the www.eacc.go.ke. A round of applause for her. She receives a copy. As you receive your copy, kindly come up to the podium because we are going to take a picture from here. All the recipients, kindly walk up to the podium. We're going to get a group picture. Next one is Mr. Andrej Simek, Deputy Head of Delegation of the European Union to Kenya. Another round of applause for him as he gets his picture. Justice Sesamina, kindly just walk up, including CPA Nancy Gadungu. Just walk up. We'll take a group shot from there. A round of applause for him. As soon as you receive your book, kindly just walk up to the podium for a group photo. Let me get some 4 seats over here for the group shot. Next is Neil J. Walsh, Regional Representative, UNODC. A round of applause for him as he gets his copy. We will all have our copies at the end of it all. Ensure you're facing the journalists to make sure that they have a picture of you receiving that book and that you're happy. The strategic plan has been launched. As soon as you do that, kindly walk up to the podium. Next is the Principal Secretary, is present here, Honorable John Lekakeny Ololtua, PS Tourism. Where are you? PS Tourism. And Anne Wangombe, Performance Management and Delivery Services, Office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary. Yes, kindly walk up and receive a copy of the book, evidence that you have one, and then walk up to the podium. Next is the Governor's Representative, Deputy Governor Kitui, His Excellency Augustine Wambua. Where are you? Walk up to receive your book as well, and then walk up to the podium for a group shot. Representative of the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions is up next. Where are you? Let's make this really quick because I know the Prime Cabinet Secretary has a very tight schedule. Representative of the National Assembly, JLAC, that is Honorable Jane Njeri Maina, Woman Representative for Kirinyaga. Round of applause for her, she goes up. Let me get some seats over here so that we get a quick shot. All right, they prefer to stand, that's all right. And then walk up to the podium. Thank you very, very much. All right. Thank you very much. So then I'll request the chief guest, EACC Chair and EACC CEO to move up to the podium for a quick group shot. I'll request my fellow journalists to come to this side and get that group shot as well. Like we mentioned, in God we trust, everybody else, you must have evidence. Yes, there you go. Chairman said he believes in miracles, but some miracles are not possible. This one we want to make sure it is there, all right? Ensure you have the perfect shot for this. The first picture is going to have the chief guests, the recipients, plus EACC CEO and chair. That is the first picture. Stand by, EACC commissioners. You're coming up next, all right? Thank you very much. Where is the EACC commissioners to join the team? EACC commissioners. EACC commissioners, tafadhali. Asante sana. Also just join the team. All right. There. Yes, you can step forward, at the back. Yes, ensure you have the perfect shot. All right. All right. Requesting for a balance, you can move to the other side. Yes, there you go. Is that a perfect shot? All smiles. Be happy that the strategic plan is being launched. EACC is watching you very closely. We want to show them support that you're happy that this is happening. And you're not part of the 86% that chairman was talking about. Because they have all our files, all right? Is that done? Can we have the commissioners plus EACC directors and the deputy CEO plus the chair, technical committee, and the deputy director research to join the team for pictures as well. All right? We can, if you're not going to be able to do that, recipients should come down now. All the recipients of the book, because we're running out of space, yes, kindly step down. And then we have the chief guest, EACC chair, CEO, commissioners, plus EACC directors, chair technical committee, deputy director research, and the deputy CEO EACC. All right? If I've mentioned your name, kindly come up to the podium so that we get that perfect shot. And stand by. Dr. Monica Muiru for a vote of thanks, stand by. All right, kindly just spread out so that we have the perfect shot. Journalists are requesting that you move to this other side so that we have that shot. All right. Thank you. Again, all smiles. Face front, all smiles. DJ. I meant continue. All right. Thank you very, very much. All right. Now I'd like to have the chief guest, the CEO, the chair, to hand over a gift. The CEO and the chair to hand over a gift. Everybody else, we request you to take your seats. There's a gift that is being handed over to the chief guest by the EACC CEO and the chairperson. This gift has been vetted, the taxes have been paid, it is declared, everything is okay. It is the clock. Brilliant. All right. Now let's take that picture, all smiles, face front. Asanteni sana. Dr. Monica Muiru, stand by. Vice Chairperson EACC for a vote of thanks. I request you to take your seats, tafadhali, for a quick vote of thanks. All right. Where is Dr. Monica Muiru? Dr. Monica Muiru for a quick vote of thanks. All right. Thank you very much.
Our chief guest and keynote speaker, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, Prime Cabinet Secretary of the Republic of Kenya, EACC Chairperson, Bishop Dr. David Oginde, fellow commissioners, allow me to adopt the protocols cited earlier. Before I read my speech, I want to recognize the ambassador of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in Kenya, Ambassador Khalid bin Abdul, Mr. Adi Usman, the head of political affairs, Embassy of Indonesia in Kenya, Mr. Mark Houghton, legal attaché at the U.S. ambassador in Kenya. We recognize your presence. It is my distinguished honor and privilege to extend a vote of thanks on behalf of the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, and I wish to appreciate our chief guest, His Excellency, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, for gracing this event. We don't take it for granted. We appreciate your in-depth and profound message on the fight against corruption. Indeed, deriving from your message, it is clear that the government is committed in the fight against corruption, implementing the strategic plan. We assure you that as a commission, we will aim at actualizing our mission of an integrity and value-driven Kenyan society. A special recognition goes to the Cabinet Secretary, County Governors, Auditor General, Principal Secretary, High Court Judge, and other dignitaries for joining us and taking time from your busy schedule. Allow me just to mention the following. The Auditor General of Kenya, Ms. Nancy Kadhungu, the Presiding Judge of High Court, Corruption and Economic Crime Division, Honorable Lady Justice Esther Maina, and all the dignitaries. Your presence and participation is greatly appreciated. We thank all the development partners, the foreign missions in Kenya, for partnering with us. Specifically, we wish to appreciate the European Union Ambassador to Kenya, Mr. Ginga, Excellency Ambassadors and representatives of foreign missions in Kenya, Regional Representative of United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime in Eastern Africa, Mr. Neil Walsh, the European Union and the UNODC have been valued partners and have played a big part towards the formulation process of the strategic plan 2023-2024 and the current one which we are launching today. Indeed, the constant support is demonstrated of the commitment in the fight against corruption. In a very special way, I wish to thank the EACC chairperson, Mr. David Oginde, and my fellow commissioners for their contribution throughout the formulation process of the strategic plan. I also want to sincerely thank our Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Twari Barak, and the management team for their involvement throughout the formulation process of the strategic plan and leading in organizing this launch. Indeed, it has been a fruitful event. Thank you very much. We extend our gratitude to all stakeholders, head of agencies, representatives from the executive, parliament, judiciary, attorney general, ministries, civil society, private sector, media, religious organizations, commissions, and independent offices and professional bodies for your contribution into the strategic plan. Thank you very much. Participants, I thank the thousands of Kenyans who have followed this event through the various media platforms. We continue to seek support of the public in the fight against corruption and the promotion of ethics and integrity in our society. We wish to sincerely thank the members of the Fourth Estate for the live broadcast of the event and for continuously partnering with us in the fight against corruption. I also want to thank the pupils who are here. I think they have disappeared. Oh, they are there. Thank you very much. We need to straighten the tree when it is still young. So your dreams are valid. I also want to sincerely appreciate the EACC member of staff for their commitment to implement the strategic plan of 2023 to 2028. I wish God's grace as you discharge your responsibility. Finally, we thank the KICC management team and staff for hosting us and facilitating us warmly. It is highly appreciated. Thank you very much. May God bless you. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Asante sana, Dr. Monica Muiru. Let's all be upstanding for the national anthem, the EAC anthem, and the integrity anthem. And then after that, we will disperse, but there are some refreshments right outside, so don't go without tasting something. The national anthem.
Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Kenya yangu naipenda, nachukia ufisadi, waharibu nchi yetu, tuangamize ufisadi. Kenya yangu, naupinga ufisadi, bongo mbali, rushwa mbali, tuangamize ufisadi. Ndugu yangu wananchi, tudumishe maadili, tufanyapo kazi zetu, tuangamize ufisadi. Tuna nia na sababu na uwezo nazo mbinu, tuungane sisi sote, tuangamize ufisadi. Tuna nia na sababu na uwezo nazo mbinu, tuungane sisi sote, tuangamize ufisadi. Tuna nia na sababu na uwezo nazo mbinu, tuungane sisi sote, tuangamize ufisadi.
Thank you very much. Kindly allow me to release the front row. My name is Trevor Mbija. Everybody else go out there and fight, graft, and be the champion. Asanteni sana. Let me just allow the first team to exit, tafadhali, so that we do this in an orderly manner. Asanteni sana. A round of applause for them as they go out. This is a fantastic work being done by the EACC. Thank you very, very much. All right. The next line, same thing. All right. Asanteni sana. Now there's refreshments out there. Kindly feel free to indulge and go out there and be the corruption fighting master. All right? Bye for now. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. DJ.